afternoon, everyone. We are here for our very first Urban Innovation Hub podcast, or Orbitcast. Today, here with you is Maggie Bayet, and I have here with me a very distinguished guest who is an Innovation Hub manager and also a medical doctor. Please introduce yourself.
Well, thank you. I mean, I wouldn't really consider myself distinguished because I'm only 28, but thank you for that introduction. My name is Dr. Rodas Tilahun. I'm a medical doctor by training, currently working as Orbit Innovation Hub Manager. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for having me on the very first Orbitcast.
Thank you for coming as well. So let me just start with asking you to give us a brief description of what an innovation hub is.
Well, Orbit Innovation Hub is a digital startup incubator/accelerator that takes in startup ideas, especially technology-based startup ideas with an inclination towards healthcare. And it provides seed funding, it provides legal and administrative support, and intensive training, regular training, mentorship, coaching, and linkage to investment so that these startup companies, they can start from either from ideation stage or for those that are being accelerated from a point of minimum viable product to a much more progressive and even more mature stage. So the idea is to just basically improve the entrepreneurship spirit in the country and also provide a pathway so that digital startups get noticed.
Okay, so basically it nurtures business ideas into a more mature business or a more mature idea.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So what is the purpose of this hub?
So the purpose of the hub is to initially, we want to decrease the fragmented efforts in terms of the digital solutions, especially in the healthcare system. Mm-hmm. Additionally, we also want to inspire entrepreneurs, and we want you to follow the entrepreneurship track. Mm-hmm. We're also going to provide gender non-specific platforms so that women and youth can participate better in this program.
Okay, so you've already highlighted it. So you said women, gender, and youth, but who do you target specifically?
Well, our specific target is the youth and anybody with a startup. And our main focus and our priority area, whilst it may be all technology-based, health tech startups are usually the ones we're looking forward to and the ones we're eventually going to specialize in going down the road.
Okay, so let's say I'm a youth and I have an idea. Why should I come to you with my idea? What are the benefits I'm going to get out of it?
Well, at least until now, the amount of hassle that one has to go through in order to start a business is a really difficult journey. It requires a lot of extensive knowledge and practice. So it's very difficult to basically start a business in this country. And besides that, when it comes to technology-based businesses, it's very difficult. Whilst we have a lot of individuals with a lot of creative ideas and capabilities, because of lack of opportunity and lack of sufficient infrastructure, these startup businesses usually find it difficult to basically grow into this business. So what we do is that we just basically provide them all the services and the networks and everything that they need, including the training that they have. Because at the end of the day, the biggest asset that we have is our incubatees, and their incubatees come with their special ideas and their capabilities. So we want to see them grow.
Okay, so you mentioned something about trainings and coaching. So what are these programs going to entail?
Well, the trainings and the programs that we're going to have is going to specifically focus on entrepreneurship and business development. Mm-hmm. So it's going to focus more on what our incubators need to know or must know when starting a business. So it could be from refining their business ideas and other aspects of the business into how to manage it, how to manage their finances, what kind of legal and financial or administrative due diligences that they have to do, and basically help them get that done. So when it comes to the vocational and the networking aspect as well, all other events that we're going to provide is going to have guests and innovators and industry leaders and sector leaders. So this will create an opportunity for our incubatees to develop their networking opportunities so that they can grow as a business.
So going into this, do you have a specific goal in which your QBT should reach, or where the hub should go?
Yeah, well, the goal is to basically, from the hub perspective, We want to incubate 15 startups, and we want to see these startups not only grow, but also subsequently providing job opportunities for other 200 individuals. Going forward, I think for our incubatees, we want to see them having a mature business, and at the same time, even if that business is not successful, we want them to be excellent professionals. We want them to develop all the skills that they need to develop in case they want to start another business or another startup idea, that they wouldn't struggle as much as compared to before Orbit Innovation Hub or what it provides to these incubatees.
So why health tech?
Well, Orbit's Innovation Hub is sort of a branch of Orbit Health. Orbit Health is a health tech company that provides electronic medical recording, finance administration, stock management, appointment, and scheduling for healthcare institutions. It has its own electronic medical recording, and on top of that, it's also currently working with non-governmental developmental agencies developing electronic medical recording for government hospitals. So Orbit Health and its strongest suit, and it's exclusively working on health tech. So one of the main areas that Orbit Health can use, or Orbit Innovation Hub can use from Orbit Health, is its tech background, health tech background. And when we look at the market itself, health tech solutions are currently very scarce. So one of the areas that we want to focus on going forward, whilst there are other hubs that support technology-based solutions in other sectors like transport and agriculture, Orbit Innovation Hub will more or less focus on health, and it will provide it will fill the gap that's currently missing in the health industry.
Interesting. So you're a doctor in your profession. So how did you come about to be a hub manager?
No, it's a very interesting question. So when I was a medical doctor, I practiced 2 years as a medical doctor and as a medical director in North Shawa region in a town called Midda, which is found around 235 kilometers outside of Addis Ababa. So one of the challenges that I faced when I was there is that we had to basically try to keep the record of everything that we did in terms of patients. And that was a financial liability, so our hospital used to lose around 30,000 per quarter because of our inefficient recording. So the solution that I came up with was actually, at the time, because I didn't have access to a lot of technology-based solutions, it was a very tedious auditing process. And when I came back from Addis Ababa, when I came back to Addis Ababa, one of the things that I noticed that these solutions are really important solutions, and if there was a tech solution, especially when it comes to record keeping, that electronic solution would be much easier and easier to implement, easier to follow up with, and it provides real-time opportunity to basically try to correct your errors as opposed to auditing it once the job is done. So I applied for Orbit Health as part of their analytical team for Orbit's electronic medical recording, and I realized that technology solution is one area that we can basically create an impact that definitely changes everything, especially in a sustainable manner. So that's what I wanted to do, and I've always been aware of what incubators do, and everybody wants to have a business, but they never really have the technical capacity to basically get there. So when given this opportunity to basically manage and look into the situation, I couldn't hold back. So I really wanted to do this. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for coming. One thing I really found interesting is your profession is a medical doctor, but now you're a hub manager. So how did that come about?
It's a very interesting question. Well, I am a medical doctor. I have worked for 2 years as a medical doctor and as a medical director. In fact, I worked at a town called Midda in North Shawa region, Amara region, around 235 kilometers outside of Addis Ababa. And one of the things that I found challenging when I was working there was the amount of healthcare problems that they had there. And one specific thing that helped me especially see why the tech sector is so important is that our hospital was tasked with keeping record with everything that we did in terms of financially, and because of our initial working culture, our hospital used to lose around 30,000 per quarter. So one of the solutions that I designed for that specific problem was to basically make sure that everybody audits their work, which is a tedious work and which is really difficult to manage, especially because it doesn't give you real-time access as to what went wrong. And so when you look at this solution, especially from managing healthcare data perspective, the best way to manage this is technology-based or electronic medical recording. So that's why when I came back to Addis Ababa, one of the things that I looked into was health technology, because I wanted to create a lasting impact towards the healthcare system, a sustainable solution. And Orbit Health was already providing this and was currently working on electronic medical recording for government hospitals. So I applied to be part of the analysis team for that deployment. So once Groom and Pazio, the co-founders of the Hub, co-founders of the Hub and Orbit Innovation Hub and Orbit Health, told me that they were planning to do this. I was very intrigued by it and felt like it was a good place to start in terms of creating an impact.
Thank you for sharing. It's a very interesting story. I think Ethiopia could leverage from this hub as well. Thank you for coming, Dr. Rodas. This will be the end of our podcast.
Thank you very much for having me.